It's the Urban Therapy with Sunny Show on a Saturday. You know how it go. I'm so glad to be here. Can't really express, but I'm ready to get into this mess. When you realize you was on your own, nobody was helping you, they wasn't assisting you. You had to make sure you did it by yourself, and you didn't get nobody else's help. But it might have made your character grow, and you understood you can't always depend on nobody else, yo. But you might have been getting help all along, and all along you said you was doing it by yourself. Oh, well, what we talking about? This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752. Saturday afternoon, we talking about the first time you realized you had to make it on your own. The first time you realized that you were on your own. A lot of people think that they have been making it by themselves on their own for a long time, and they have just been fooling themselves. But there comes a time in your life when you realize that, yeah, I really, really, really am by myself. I gotta do it all by myself. I gotta pick myself up by my bootstraps. Make sure that I don't make nothing. The math has to start adding up, and I gotta start stacking. I have to act like I am the one that can get it done, and I'ma have to get it done, son. And I'ma make a way, because today I got kids to influence. Make sure that they congruent with the things and find the things in life. I gotta make sure that they have it, and I can't get one of my habits and start making myself go down. Y'all know what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. This is Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we talking about the first time you realized that you were on your own. It might have been your first apartment, your first house, your first car, the first time you realized that nobody was going to pay these bills except for you. The first time you realized that the only way you're going to make it to this next step, this next level, is if you step up your game. So that's what we're talking about today on the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. Hold on to your hat. You may have been through this. You may have been through this. Everybody gets to the point where they have to realize that they are independent, or that they are going to have to make it independently of anybody else's assistance, of anybody else's help. Like, you're going to have to actually do this by yourself. You may have been telling yourself that you were doing it by yourself and doing it on your own and making it happen by yourself. You may have been telling yourself and telling anybody else who would listen that for years and years and years. But the reality of the situation is that you may have had parents that was holding you down, parents that was paying your rent, parents that was taking care of your kids. You may have had brothers and sisters, siblings, cousins, family members who were always stepping in because maybe you were a good person. I'm not saying that you didn't deserve it, but the bottom line is nobody was going to let you fall. Nobody was going to let you struggle. Nobody was going to let you have to do the things that a lot of people have to do by default in order for you to get by. You were getting help. You got a lot of single mothers out there talking about, I'm a single mother, I don't get no help. And they be lying. They be lying. Now, I'm not here to diss or bash any baby mothers. We're not doing that. We're not doing none of that. I'm not even going to entertain that. But let's be truthful and let's be honest about what it means to be a single parent. We'll get to that in a minute. You know, we got time. We'll get to that in a minute. We're going to get into a whole lot of things, like these teenagers out there, or these freshly emancipated 20-year-olds out here talking about, yeah, ain't nobody ever helped me. Ain't nobody ever do nothing for me. I've had to make it on my own. I raised myself. Lying through their teeth. But it might be the case where they actually do have to make it on their own. Now listen, I'm gonna have to give y'all a little disclosure. I have to make this little disclosure. A couple of subjects that we're going to be talking about here are going to be a little heart-wrenching, and you know, it may make you a little uncomfortable. I have to make sure that I disclose that. I have to make sure that you understand. Because when we're talking about making it on our own, we're not always talking about a choice that we have made for ourselves. Sometimes we've had to make those choices because of circumstances that happen that are beyond our control, and we just had to get out there and do it. A lot of times when this thing has happened to us, we realize that the whole situation for us has changed and we can't go back. And we also realize that this is the way it's going to be from now on. So let's get into it. Let's get into it right now. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Saturday from 1 p.m. till around 2:30-ish. And the reason that we say 2:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Saturday. And it is Saturday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we argue, fuss, and fight, go back and forth with each other, bust it up all crazy. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I am your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun show. And today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about the first time you realized that you were on your own. Have you realized it yet? We have a lot of full-grown adults that have not had to make it on their own. We have a lot of full-grown adults who have never had to do it all by themselves, who have never had to dig in, sacrifice, and say, all right, okay, it's sink or swim, and I can't afford to sink. I gotta swim. When you got kids, now you would think that most people who have children already understand this concept. You know, you made them babies, and regardless of the situation or the circumstances that brought the children into this world, you are responsible for them. You have to make sure that their food, clothing, shelter, safety, affection, love, guidance, protection, their preparation for whatever is going to happen to them and with them all around the world. It's all on you. It's all up to you. Your tutelage, your guidance, your counseling is what's going to make sure that they have a decent chance to make it out here, or they don't. So you would think that that would be the thing that would open a parent's eyes or anybody's eyes up to what being independent means, but it's not like that with everybody. No. I know people, you know people who have, instead of pulling themselves up, getting themselves together, preparing themselves for adulthood and for mother or fatherhood, have decided, well, I'm not going to say they decided, but have irresponsibly gotten on drugs, hooked up with somebody, another lover that encouraged them or enabled them to neglect their children. And so they put the onus and the responsibility of their children being raised on their parents, on their siblings, on godparents, on anybody else that would step in and look out, on anybody who cared. I'm sorry, y'all. No, I'm eating a little bit of turkey wang. Got a little stuck in my teeth. Like right now, a little piece of floss or a toothpick would be nice. Normally I have one around here, but don't worry about it. But anyway, so yeah. So having children did not grow everybody up, especially since some parents had children when they were very young, when they were teenagers and stuff like that. Shout out to all the teenage parents out there who stayed the course, who said, listen, I may not be grown up now, but I'm gonna grow up quick, because I'm gonna make sure that my baby has the things that they need in order to succeed. And guess what? I'm gonna succeed too. Just because I had a little stint of horniness and irresponsibility does not mean that I won't take care of mine. I'm gonna handle mine. Shout out to all the teenage single parents out there who made it. Now, I'm not encouraging nobody to do that. So I'm not shouting out the single parents that are about to become parents. I'm not shouting that out. No way. But for the ones that were in our classrooms, our rec centers, our families who, who did it, shout out to them. But when we start talking about them, many of those teenage parents may have thought that they were raising their baby on their own, but when you really think about it, how were they on their own when they were still living under their parents' roof? Even the girls who got pregnant didn't want to follow the rules of their family and got kicked out of the house. Here you are 15, 16, 17 years old, and your mom or your dad or both told you, yo, you out of here. You know what I mean? You a baby making babies and you don't want to follow the rules that a baby has to follow. Okay. Well, you go out there, you get it yourself. And it's messed up that parents kick their kids out sometimes. I'm talking about those, as soon as you turn 18, you getting kicked out. You got to find your own way out there, parents. And even though it might not be me and it might not be you, there are plenty of them. There are plenty. But anyway, even with those girls who got kicked out, they may have had to have gotten their own place, or they may have gone and stayed with a friend where their parents let her stay there because they felt sympathy for the teenage parent and the baby. So even though you were out of your parents' house, were you all on your own? Were you? Were you all the way on your own? It feels like it. You got kicked out of the house. You have to make a way. But Miss Johnson, Miss Taylor, Miss Severson, Mr. That, but they helped you. They watched the baby, let you go to school, introduce you to services where you could get WIC, maybe some food stamps, a decent job, be able to leave school early, got you a work schedule in high school so you could finish, you could improve your grades, be able to leave, go to work, provide for your child and stuff like that. I remember all of this stuff. I remember it well. So, yeah. Were you really on your own? You learned a lot. You learned a lot about resources and what it takes in order to make a way for you and your baby. But you didn't introduce yourself to that stuff. You didn't research it and find out that those things for yourself. Somebody helped you. So you can't say that you were on your own when you were living under somebody else's roof, maybe not having to pay any bills, maybe even being enabled to make another child with your young ass. Your young horny ass, you know what I'm saying? Young irresponsible horny ass kids out here. Yeah. So and dudes too. There are a lot of young men who got kicked out of the house because they didn't want to follow the rules of their parents. So their mom might have kicked them out. Oh, you don't want to take out the trash? Oh, you too good to wash the dishes. Oh, you want to smoke weed and sell drugs out of my house. I found your little stash down in the garage. Your little stash is gone now. So hopefully you don't send your little goons, your little boss, to come shoot up my. Anyway, get your ass out of here. You might have fucked up your life, but I'm not going to let you fuck up the rest of your brothers and your sisters' lives. You ain't doing that. Get your little drug dealing ass out. Oh, you think you big man? You want to sell drugs? Okay, well you gonna sell drugs in other places. You ain't selling it over here because the DEA or whatever they ain't taking my house. They ain't taking my house. Yeah. What's going on, man? Let me shout my peoples out. Cal Chamber, let me favorita. Thanks for coming on through. And Cheryl, the world's most precious, the greatest pearl, you. And Care Bear, thanks for coming through. I see you there. I said hi. And Morgan Mulligan, thanks for coming through. I hope you come through again and again. And Cena, what's good? I'm glad you came on through. And Whoever that is with the Russian hand, with the Russian writing. What's going on? I was glad you came through. Morgan Mulligan says, you don't know the whole truth. I got kicked out around my birthday as my parents were getting a divorce. Everyone's life is not the same, but I learned on my own to make my life right. Evil parent. Hey man, that was not personal. Any example that I give is never a personal example. Of course, you know Morgan. You don't know me. I don't know you. But with you being so transparent about your story, your story is very similar, very familiar to me, as I've known plenty of people who were in your position. And I'm glad you made it through. And I'm glad, and hopefully you and your parents can reconcile again and get it back together. But you probably know firsthand what I'm talking about when you realized that you were really on your own this time. Like, yo, they really are not going to look out. They are not going to provide for me. I'm going to have to do this by myself. So whatever I have to do, and hopefully it doesn't lead me down a destructive path, because sometimes the destructive path pays the bills handsomely and gives you extra shopping money, car note money, enough money to rent a loft apartment, maybe even put a down payment on a house. Sometimes your destructive path allows you to be able to do things. And in that way, it doesn't seem so destructive. Like, well, I ain't hurt nobody. The cops never look at it like you're not hurting nobody. But shout out to you. Shout out to you, Morgan. One love. Did I make my bracelets or not? No, I got a bracelet connect. And they are all that. All that. Contact me. I put you on. Contact me. Yeah. But yeah, let's see. Why Sag Man says, nice chain, hunk. You are a stud. That's what's up. And okay. Hi, waste time like water. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate y'all. I really do. Make sure y'all hit the like button, though. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we're talking about the first time you realized that you were on your own. Now, unfortunately, just like we were talking about teenagers or teenage parents who have gotten put out of their house, you know, sometimes you realize that you're on your own when you have been abandoned, when you have been betrayed, when the people who always said that they were going to be there for you proved that they were lying the whole time. Those people who said we will always be crew. We like family. We not friends. You my brother. You my sister. We gonna always be there. I'ma always love you. You gonna always love me. We gonna always take care of each other. We always gonna hold each other down. Nothing nobody can ever say will separate us. We together forever. Tougher than leather. It's when those people have left you all by yourself in your time of need. And I'm not saying that you needed a lot. I'm not saying that they had to come through with a bunch of money or anything like that. You may have just needed their support. Like, for example, and this is the part that I had to give the disclosure about. Many people have lost their parents. Some people have lost their parents and some people at a young age, whatever that young age is, have lost their parents. So at a time when you lose your parents, you know, it's an emotional time for you. And it can really, really mess you up, especially if your parents were close to you They were always your support system, and maybe they died tragically or suddenly or whatever. They just kind of left you out there hanging, not on purpose, because we all got to leave this world. But if your parents passed away and you really needed that support because you felt like you was going stir crazy, you felt like you were going bonkers, you felt like it may have put you in a state of depression that you didn't think that you were ever going to come out of, and you may have not even realized that you were depressed. You thought you was just feeling bad. Sort of like Bobby Christina when Whitney Houston passed. You ain't gonna tell me that. Y'all know some of the story. Maybe some of y'all know the whole story. But when you lose a parent or lose a sibling or somebody that was close to you, it could be a spouse, and you really need your besties to, you know what I mean, let you know it's gonna be all right. Yo, I got you. Whatever you need, we gonna pull through this together. We gonna get through this thing. You needed them to, that's all you needed them to do. You didn't need money. You might have been left a settlement or will or some insurance money or something like that. All you needed was the good word. All you needed was a couple of drinks. All you needed was a hand on your shoulder, a hug, embrace. Listen, man, words of encouragement. Yo, you gonna be all right. You're a warrior. You're good. But whatever you need to cry. If you need to yell, run down the street, you know what I mean, with your arms flailing in the air, acting like a crazy person, guess what? It's going to be me and you running down the streets with our arms flailing and yelling like a crazy person. I got you. I'm not going to let you fall. That's all you needed. That's all you needed. A little bit of time, a little bit of effort, a little bit of kindness, a little bit of understanding. And that might have been a time when they was like, well, like, yeah, well, you know what? Well, I mean, I got things I got to do. We not babies no more. We not. And you're like, what? Your parents or whoever you lost may have actually have been your, they may have provided financial assistance to you. Like, let's say in a situation, and I know some people have been through this, you know what I mean? And let's say you were living with your boyfriend, or the other parent of your children, and they died. They passed. Car accident, street violence, freak accident, whatever. They was paying half the rent. Y'all was barely making it. It was a 2-income family. And now you by yourself, all by yourself. That might have been the first time you realized that you were on your own. Here it is. You already, somebody who you connected with romantically, physically, the parents of your children, dealing with that alone is heartbreaking. And then on top of that, your besties, your boys, your girls, the people who was always there when the drinks was flowing. They was always there when it's time to roll a blunt. They was always there when you paying for everything. They was always there. However, in times when you didn't need, they was always there. But this time when you really need something, it's just you. You realize I'm really on my own. I'm going to have to go talk to the landlord about how I'm going to pay this rent, whether I'm going to be able to stay here or not. I got to deal with my spouses or my man's or my woman's family. I got to explain this to my son or my daughter. Yeah, you on your own. You on your own, Ma. You on your own, Dad. The hardest thing in the world is to pick yourself up from sorrow and sadness and then have to be an inspiration to somebody. It's hard. It's hard, man. It's hard. By the way, I meant to tell y'all in the very beginning of the show, if y'all would like to call into the show and speak your piece, if you would like to get on the microphone, if you would like to get on the MIC and do your thing, I invite you to call in, and the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. Get your shine, baby. 319-527-6199. Please, my people, put the number in the comments. If you would like to call in, listen, you can say whatever you want to say. This is a totally uncensored show, and I mean totally uncensored. So if you want to cuss, if you want to scream, if you want to yell, if you want to blame, if you want to tell a story, if you want to relate an experience, 319-527-6199. You can call. I'll be waiting. Press number 1, and that will let me know that you would like to speak, and then you can rock on and do the damn, do the damn thing. Okay. So, what's up, Little Earthling? And Akil Ansari in Omaha, Nebraska, and Outdoors Fishing. Oh man, it'd be funny when people come over here. They be shitting on me, you know what I mean? But I ain't mad. Oh, to the Russian, I don't know if Carol already answered your question, but it snowed today here. But it's not that cold. It's still it's going up to the 40s. It's not that cold, but it snowed last night. This tea good as hell. Real good, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the first time you realize that you were on your own, and how I waste time like water says, I fear the day when my parents pass away. Listen, man, my dad passed 3 years ago, and me and my pops we were like that, and we are like that. So for eternity, for all eternity, we will always be like that, but he's no longer here in the physical. And I miss my dad every single day. But I'll tell you something. Because of my dad, I have never been all the way on my own in what I consider to be on my own. I've never had to make it on my own because of him. My first apartment was in his apartment building that he owned. I later on owned that apartment building with him, of course. But yeah, I've never been on my own. I've never paid rent one day in my life. I've never written out a check for rent. I've never paid a landlord. But I was a landlord, and plenty of people have paid me. So I've never been all the way on my own. My mom and my dad, they just made sure that I was provided for. I mean, we weren't rich, not by any stretch of the imagination. We weren't rich, but I've never had to say, well, nobody ever did anything for me, because they did. Family, friends, loved ones, people have always come through for me. Always, to this very day. And I'm thankful for that. But there comes a time, and there may come a time for me when I may not have that. You just never know. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I've been in situations where, yes, I had to make it all the way on my own. And I mean all the way. Like, one time, I always wanted to visit California. So in 1997, I went out to Cali. Yeah, 1997, I went out to Cali. I went out there all by myself. I was like, I'm going to see Hollywood. I'm going to go to the hood. I'm going to go to South Central and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to see what it's like out there. And I went. But at the time, I was suffering from anxiety. See, I used to suffer from anxiety a little bit. You know, a little suffer from anxiety. Think you're having a heart attack. Head feels all crazy. You know, all that stuff. I went out there and had a fucking anxiety attack. I'm on vacation alone. And I really didn't I was like, oh shit, I'm out here tripping. I was out here tripping. And I really did. I had to, do that week. I had to do that week and I had to pull myself together. I called back home. I called my girl back home. I'm like, listen, man, babe, I'm out here tripping. I'm like, I couldn't really explain to her like what was going on because I don't think I had accepted it myself. I'm like, I thought I beat this thing back when I was a teenager. And here it was rearing his ugly head like. And I was in East LA. I went out to California and was in East LA at the Best Western. And I chose the Best Western because it was right across the street from a casino. So I'm going over to the casino every night, blowing a bunch of money, drinking all crazy. And I was drinking because of the anxiety. I was like, listen, I got to be able to get to sleep. It was crazy. So I was definitely on my own coming home from Cali. I got back home to Philly. I was like, oh, thank God I'm home. Now I can be regular crazy. Ashton J. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. Little Earthling says, I'm 20. I'm happily married with 4 kids, and I could not imagine losing my family. Whew, wow, you're 20 years old? With 4 kids? At 20? You might have been exactly what I was talking about. That's crazy. That's something else. But yeah, losing a spouse, losing a boyfriend or a girlfriend that you were really in love with, devastating. Shoot, even getting word of the passing of your ex is devastating to a person. But somebody that you saw this morning, slept with last night, and it happens. It's somewhere happening to somebody today, right now. All right. And like I said, if y'all want to call in, the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. Call in, and we can bust it up. We can get it popping. But yeah, so the first time you realized that you were on your own, it may have been a time when you really needed your friends, and your friends were always there during the good times, during the happy times, during the affluent times. They were always there. Now, in your most dire time of need, they're nowhere to be found. You calling, they ain't picking up. You texting, they not texting back. Like, I'm not asking you for money. All I need is support. That's all I need. I'm going crazy here. In a minute, I feel like I'm gonna get committed. It happens. First time you realize you were on your own. Now, getting back to the parenting thing, a lot of single mothers say that they are raising their kids all on their own. And some of those women get child support. So although you may be raising or have custody of the children, the child or the children, yes, you have custody, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you are making it all on your own, or that you are all on your own or all by yourself. It doesn't mean that. And let me make one thing crystal clear. There is absolutely nothing, zero, wrong with getting help. There is nothing, absolutely zero, wrong with asking for help. There is absolutely nothing, zero, wrong with needing help. Guess what? Everybody needs help. Many of us are ashamed or too prideful to ask for help. But those are the ones who have to suffer when they could have easily gotten what they needed faster. So those are the ones who had to go from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z to get from A to Z, instead of being able to go from A to M to Z. First, middle, and last. All you had to do was ask. People out there, People, we think our pride makes us think that people just want to see us down, needy, hurting, and basically disabled. It's not true. There are people out there who are waiting for you to ask them for help. If you are the type of person that doesn't ask for help a lot, because people can see what you can't see a lot of times. And what I mean by that is people can see the things that you need. They can see things in you by the things that you say, by the way that you move, that you may not even see with yourself, because they may have experience with dealing with somebody like you or in your position and things like that. And so they know the things that you could use that will make your life easier, that will make your life better. They know. So if you humble yourself and ask for the help, what do they say? Ask and you shall receive. Not only will you get what you need from somebody, but it builds a bond. Because there just as many people are out there who need help, there are as many people out there who need to be needed for help. Like there are people out there that are just ready, willing, and able to service other people. Like I'm here, I have all of these gifts, I have all of these services, I have all of this knowledge, I have all of this wisdom, and I'm just ready to help somebody do better than they're doing. I'm just ready here to inspire, to assist, to help. And I had to learn that the hard way. I'm used to doing things on my own, by myself, figuring things out by myself. But then, there have been times I had to check myself, like, let somebody fucking help you. But we get caught up in that whole, well, I don't want nobody throwing it up in my face, that they helped me or that they gave me anything. But that's our ego out of control. And that's our inability to trust. And it has a lot to do with the fact that somebody probably has done that to us in the past. And now we're associating everybody else. We're distrusting everybody else because of something that somebody else did. Now, if somebody treated us that way, we would say, well, I'm not them. Why are you treating me like them? I don't want to see you do bad. I want to see you do well. You don't see that? What have I ever done for you not to trust that you can count on me? So, it can be tough. It absolutely can. So let somebody help you, man. You don't have to do everything on your own. You don't, even though this may be the first time that you realize that you were on your own, it doesn't have to stay that way. It can be a temporary situation. Because as you live on and as you learn more, you realize that the things that you thought would really crush you and stop you and stunt your growth, they don't. They actually help you to grow higher, taller. They actually help you to get bigger, stronger. What do they say? What doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. When they said that, they wasn't talking about arthritis. When they said that, they were not talking about arthritis. Because arthritis won't kill you, but it would stop you from being stronger, baby. That shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. It's a good thing. Woo. That's close. It's a good thing that I was using. We good? Okay. Hold on. It is a really, really good thing that I was using this phone to broadcast instead of the computer, because now we would be out and be like, show's over. And all I was trying to do was I was going to play y'all a little song about arthritis. What kills you? I said, what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. Have to go a little longer. I know that times get hard and your nerves get hard and you feel like you've been barred and scarred from enjoying the rest of your life, but everything is going to be all right. It's in sight. Don't worry about a thing, still a king or a queen. You understand what I mean? Yo, we gonna take things to the top and we never gonna let you drop. And I say that you are the best that you could ever be. But arthritis will take you down. See, your joints be hurting. Your joints be hurting. Your joints be hurting. Down for certain. I say, hold on, y'all. All right. Okay. Everything went blank. Well, as far as my PC was concerned, everything went blank. We good though. We good. Let me get Blog Talk back up. Wait a second. We out of there and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting. All right. All right, wait a minute. Un segundo. Okay.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio.
All right.
To start your show now.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
We good. Just give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Let me, in order for Blog Talk to work, I have to do something else. I just want to make sure that we straight.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio.
All right, baby. And like I said, if y'all want to call in, to the show, 319-527.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
319-527-6199. Y'all can call into the show. And I promise there won't be another blowout. I promise. I can guarantee. But thanks for hanging in there with me, y'all. Thanks for hanging in there with me. Appreciate you. Appreciate you mucho. All right. We good? All right. So, yeah. They say whatever doesn't kill you will only make you stronger. But they wasn't talking about arthritis. Now, many of y'all who listen to the show may be too young to know what arthritis feels like, but you can actually be afflicted with it at any age. Carpal tunnel is like a form of arthritis. So you got to watch out. It's hard. But yeah, don't be ashamed or afraid to need help and to ask for help. Because the thing is, while you may be concentrating on somebody throwing something back in your face or ridiculing you or diminishing your effort or your ability to make it on your own, at the same time, you may not be concentrating on the main thing in the bigger picture. And the main thing in the bigger picture is the fact that you got the help that you needed. You able to close that chapter of your life and move on to bigger and better things. See, not getting help and having to do everything on your own keeps you in a negative space or an uncomfortable space longer. Those are the things that we don't think about. So we are struggling harder than we needed to struggle. We are struggling longer than we needed to struggle. We are suffering longer than we needed to suffer. When we could have been up out of here. You're taking a long way towards being comfortable towards being satisfied, towards taking care of business, when you could have just went and got somebody who would help you, and now you've taken care of what you needed to take care of, and you can go on to something else. You've completed that cycle. You closed that chapter. And shit. If what doesn't kill you will only make you stronger, then what are you worried about somebody talking a little smack to you, somebody talking shit, somebody acknowledging themselves or blowing themselves up to make it look like they were responsible for your success? That shouldn't kill you. That should really make you stronger. Like, I'll show you. You made Hove, make another Hove. Really, if somebody tells you or tries to make everybody believe that your success is only because of their intervention, well, tell them to do it again. Or if they've made you successful, make me more successful. All right, maybe you helped me make my first 1,000. Well, help me make my first 10,000. You help me make my first 10,000. Well, help me make my first 100,000. You helped me make my first 100,000. Well, make me into a millionaire. Make me into a multimillionaire. Make me into a billionaire. If you are solely responsible, show me what you got. If you show me what you got and you can make me, then I'm going to refer you to make somebody else. You are a man maker. People just want their little acknowledgement. They want to be able to talk a little shit. I'm from Philly. So of course I'm going to act like back in the day you wasn't shit, even though you blowing up and shining now. Mr. Will Smith, Mr. Kevin Hart. I'm from Philly. So of course I'm gonna be hating on you, even though you doing your thing and shining like a bright sun. Of course, I'm from Philly. Of course, I'm a bitch about you not coming around the way, not acting like you know the people who helped you the most, are responsible for your success. Anyway, I've been watching too many reels. I've been watching too many little, of course I'm this, of course I'm from now. But nonetheless, yeah, the first time you realize that you're on your own, there are levels to that. So you may have thought that you were on your own before, but you may have really been getting assistance. Now you realize that because of certain circumstances, like when you drained your bank account and you've been borrowing money and nobody will lend you any more money. Yeah, now you really are on your own. I started talking about single parents. Like, I need to go ahead and finish that thought. A lot of single mothers say that they're single mothers or independent or whatever, like they don't get any help. And there are plenty of single mothers who receive child support, whose fathers are actually active in their child's lives. But they'll still tell anybody who listens, no, I got to do everything by myself. And yeah, you are the custodial parent. Without a doubt, you are the custodial parent. That you are the parent that spends the most time with the child and that has the most influence over the child. But don't say that you are all the way on your own, because when you were short with the rent, somebody helped you out, whether it was your baby father, your ex-husband, or whatever. When the child needed something that you could not provide, either financially or otherwise. Like, how some of our children have other needs that money really can't satisfy. You may have a special needs child, or just a child with behavioral problems. Like, yeah, spoiling the child and sparing the ride. Well, sparing the ride on the child did not equal up to our theory is that if you give a person what they want, then everything will turn out all right. Did these comments just stop? It seemed like they just went cold. Are y'all not saying anything, or am I just not seeing anything? Either way, it's cool. It's cool. I just thought it was odd. If y'all are commenting, just say yes or no, so I'll know, because everything just went blank. Everything just went cold. Everything just stopped. There was a work stoppage. It's downtime. Yay! Anyway, yeah. There may have been times when you had a child that had behavioral problems. You just couldn't get them to act right. Always getting suspended, getting expelled from school, getting in trouble with the law. You running back and forth to the precinct, and your child is not a bad child, but they've been acting bad. They've definitely been exhibiting follower types of behavior instead of being a leader. And that's something that you couldn't fix with money. Yeah, you could get counseling for your child, therapy for your child, and all of that kind of stuff, but money itself wasn't going to fix it. You tried to give your child, provide for your child everything that they needed. They wanted Jordans, you got them Jordans. They wanted Beats headphones, you got them Beats headphones. They wanted the new iPhone, new Samsung, Android, whatever, you got them that. When they became a teenager, you might even got them a car. You did everything for them. But you spared the ride and spoiled the child. And you may not have been the only one. So while you running around here talking about I'm raising my kids on my own, you are ignoring the assistance that other people have given to you. You are totally disregarding anybody else coming through and helping out. So nobody else said anything in the comments. Let me see here. Let me see here. I checked the rhyme, y'all. Check the rhyme, y'all. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if something is going on. With my chat or whatever. But I don't know. Yeah, my chat just went cold. It went cold. I don't know. But you can still call in 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. All right, anyway. So yeah, just because we don't recognize people who have helped us or who are trying to help us, it doesn't mean that they haven't helped. It doesn't mean that they haven't been there. It doesn't mean a whole lot of things. We can't always give ourselves credit for being independent or for making it on our own and not acknowledge those who have been helping. That's all I'm saying. But the first time you realize that you're on your own, you may have exhausted all your resources. You ever know anybody that exhausted all their resources? They've asked so many people for so many things and didn't pay back or didn't pay homage or didn't acknowledge that people stopped helping them. I'm like, no. You said the help that I gave you wasn't really significant. As a matter of fact, you said that the help that I gave you, I was only doing it so I would feel good or so like I would be able to tell people what I did for you. All right, well, tell you what. I definitely won't be able to do any of those things because I'm not helping you anymore. A lot of times, those are the times when people realize that they're on their own because they've exhausted their resources. They've shitted on everybody enough to where to whereas they're not going to offer you help anymore. They're not doing anything for you anymore. So yeah, it's a tough situation. It really is. It's tough. It's tough when you realize that you're on your own. It can be life changing, very revealing, life changing. Like, yeah, I done fucked up. I done fucked up bad. And it's bad when not only have you not only have you realized that you're on your own, but your pride is getting in the way. So you're on your own and you're too prideful to either say I'm sorry, make the apology, or go and ask for more or something different. Yeah, it can get tough. It can get very, 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 very tough. But these are the things that we're working with out here. These are the things that we're working with. And when you realize that you're on your own, that should be the time when you start putting your own team together. That should be the time when you say to yourself, I don't want anybody to have to make it all the way on their own. I want other people who are under me or behind me to realize and see and have proof that somebody is always there watching them, waiting for them to succeed and willing to help them do just that. Not everybody always wants to hurt you. We get hurt one time and we start believing that people are just out to get us. We get paranoid. But that's not a fact. That's not a fact. There are just as many people who want to see you win as there are people who want to plot your downfall. As a matter of fact, there may be only a little bit of people, maybe even only one person that really doesn't want to see you succeed. And guess what else? There may be people that you think don't want to see you succeed that actually do want to see you succeed. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. This is the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. I'm your host, Sun752, and we are talking about when you realize that you were on your own. When you realize that you were on your own. Yeah, it can be very revealing. Yeah, it can be very hurtful. Yeah, you may have to change around the way that you do things. And even more so, the way that you think about things. You don't want to go through your life complaining about the way somebody did you or how they treated you or how they weren't there for you. You don't want to live your life doing that. Nobody really wants to hear that shit, even though it may be factual, actual and factual. But there comes a time when we all have to do for ourselves. In a good way, though. Not in a, yeah, well, I don't need nobody type of way. It's always good to have help, to get assistance, and to have a team. But each team member should be able to do the things that they do or that they need to do on their own, like a basketball team. Nobody can shoot your baskets for you, but you should be able to play basketball even when you're not on the team. It's not like you just shoot bricks when you're not on the team, but when you're on the team, everything is like water. No. We're about to get on about it here, y'all. We about to do these birthday shout outs. But I want to tell y'all something. I really appreciate y'all coming through especially on the lately side of things. I appreciate it. Still need y'all to hit the like button, share the show, and subscribe to the channel, though. That hasn't changed. I need y'all to hit the like button, share the show, and subscribe to the channel. So let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 16th, February 17th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go up by the. It's the 18th? Oh, it's the 17th. And they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box, Bob Shipman. Happy birthday to you. And Nah James, turning 43 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Jamila Tate, turning 44 years old today. And Tina Zuber, my girl Tina Zuber, turning 60 years old today. And Tabitha Moore, happy birthday to you. And Angela Richardson, happy birthday to you. And Susie Page, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, I said last but not least, my girl Davida McCullough Harris. Happy birthday to you. I'm going to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all a good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious February 17th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, listen, the first time you realize that you're on your own doesn't mean that you have to stay on your own, but you should always be able to make it on your own if in the absence of somebody being there for you. But always acknowledge the people who have been there for you because they need to be acknowledged and they deserve to be acknowledged. And they are the ones who kept you from sinking and drowning and feeling like nobody was there for you. You want to be independent, but you don't want to have to be independent of somebody helping you. I'll say it again. You want to be independent, but you don't want to be independent of somebody helping you. Being there for you. Lending support. A helping hand, it can't be a bad thing. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another daily Urban Therapy with Sun show. So make sure y'all come on through. And I appreciate me some you. Hit the like button though. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I holla. Peace y'all and have a wonderful day.